Hey everyone, you know how I'm always browsing AIagentstore.ai? Well, this Langroid thing popped up and I was
Yeah.
intrigued.
Yeah, I saw that too, actually. The multi-agent programming paradigm it uses really caught my eye. I
Yeah.
think that has huge potential for AI applications.
For our listener who maybe hasn't come across it yet, can you just give us like a quick rundown of what Langroid is?
Sure, Langroid is an open source Python framework, and it's for developing LLM applications. But the thing that really sets it apart is it uses this multi-agent approach. So rather than having one giant AI
Right.
that tries to do everything, you've got this team of specialized AI agents that each have their own skills, and they work together to handle these complex tasks. So it's kind of like
Okay, so it's like a divide and conquer strategy.
exactly, yeah. And Langroid makes these agents like the stars of the show. They're the first-class citizens, the fundamental building blocks of,
Yeah, I saw on their site they were saying it's got like an 81% autonomy level or something.
yeah.
What contributes to that kind of autonomy?
Yeah, so there's a lot of features that come together to make that possible. So the Landraid agents, they can manage like whole conversations. They can delegate tasks in a hierarchy, so you can think of it like a project manager,
Right.
assigning tasks to team members. And they can even access these vendor databases for long-term memory.
Wait, so they can remember past interactions and use that?
That's right. Yeah,
Better.
that's right. So this ability to like tap into past context is huge for building AI applications that are really intelligent and responsive. Imagine having an AI assistant that remembers your previous conversations and it remembers your preferences and can use that to provide more personalized help.
Okay, now I see why you're excited about it. What kind of real-world applications can we expect to see coming from this?
Oh, the possibilities are really huge. I mean, imagine a chatbot that could pull information from a knowledge base to answer your questions, or an AI writing assistant that could remember your writing style and adapt to that.
How does the multi-agent collaboration work? Like, how do these agents communicate and work together?
Yeah, so it's kind of like a team of specialists working on a project. Let's say you're building a chatbot to handle customer service inquiries. You could have one agent that's like an expert at understanding the problem,
Okay.
another one focusing on finding the solution in the knowledge base, and then a third one is crafting the response. They all communicate and coordinate their efforts.
So they're like sending messages back and forth to
Exactly.
each other to get things done.
Exactly. And that message-based communication makes it super flexible.
And the fact that LineVoid is open source,
Yes.
that's a big plus.
Absolutely. Open source means anyone can access the framework, they can use it for free, they can contribute to its development.
Right.
So you get this collaborative community that can really push the boundaries of what's possible.
They were comparing it on AIagentstore.a to DSPy. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I did see that. I think that's a comparison worth checking out. They both have unique features,
Right.
and it really depends on what you're trying to build, but
Yeah, okay, well, we'll be sure to link that for our listener if they want to explore, but
yeah,
for now, let's stick with Langroid and see what else we
actually,
can find out about it.
sounds good. It's really interesting to think that this whole multi-agent paradigm is kind of like how we as humans solve problems.
Yeah.
We don't usually tackle complex things alone, you know?
Right, right.
We collaborate, we bring in people with different expertise, Langroid's bringing that approach to AI.
It's like you're building a team of AI specialists.
Exactly, and by letting those agents specialize and communicate, I think we can build AI that's more robust and adaptable to real-world problems.
So zooming out a little bit, what do you think the impact of this multi-agent approach could be long term? I mean, could it change how we interact with AI in the future?
It really could. Instead of interacting with one big AI, imagine engaging with this network of specialized agents, each one an expert in its own area.
It's almost like having a personal team of AI assistants behind the scenes.
Precisely. And these agents could learn from each other and adapt to our individual needs, so you'd have a truly personalized AI experience.
That's a really cool thought, and it kind of brings me back to the fact that Langroid is open source. We touched on it before, but I think it's important to highlight
Yeah, absolutely.
how significant that is.
Open source frameworks like Langroid really open up AI development to a much wider range of people.
Like it democratizes AI.
Exactly. You get collaboration, transparency. Developers can share what they know, learn from each other, and really push things forward.
And having that source code out in the open allows for more scrutiny, which I think is important for responsible development.
Absolutely. Transparency is key, especially with powerful tech like this.
So for our listener who's now super interested in learning more about Langroid, or maybe even wants to contribute, where should they go?
Well, AIagentstore.ai is a great place to start. You'll find a lot of info about Langroid and other AI agents, too.
Awesome. We'll make sure to include that link in the show notes. So before we wrap up our look at Langroid, any final thoughts about what you want the listener to take away from this?
You know, I think The key takeaway is that Langroid's multi-agent approach is a real shift in how we think about building AI systems. We're moving away from this idea of one all-powerful AI to a more collaborative model, which is actually how we as humans solve problems. It opens up so many possibilities for AI that is more powerful and adaptable, and in the end, more beneficial for us.
That's a great way to put it. And for our listener, if you're interested in learning more about Langroid and other AI agents out there, be sure to check out aiagentstore.ai. Langroid sounds like it can really change the game when it comes to AI.
Yeah, I think so too. It's a powerful concept, and Langroid gives you the tools to actually use it.
Yeah, we covered a lot in this episode about what it is, how it works, and all the things you could do with it.
Yeah, and it's open source, which is great. So
Okay.
there's this whole community that's building it together.
I'm already thinking about how we could apply this tech to different problems.
I bet our listeners are too. It's really an exciting time to be following all this.
For sure. So, as always, we want to encourage everyone to go check it out, play around with Langroid, and see what you can create. And aiagentstore.ie is the best place to start.
Yeah, definitely. And you never know, maybe you'll be the one to build the next big thing with Langroid.
That's a great point to end on. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Langroid. Until next time, keep learning, keep innovating, and keep pushing the limits of what AI can do.